Hey guys, it's Keisha, and today I am here with my January wrap-up. Now, January was actually a pretty good reading month for me. I read a lot more books than I originally thought I did. I finished 11 books this month, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first book that I picked up was All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and this was to complete my TBR jar challenge to read a book that I did not finish. The book is set during World War II and follows two different perspectives. One is a young French blind girl, and the second is a young German Nazi soldier. Now it follows their lives from a young age up until the war and until their lives cross, and then their lives after the war. I actually re-picked this up because the writing is so gorgeous. The story is just, I feel so important. Through the young blind girl is just so, I can't even describe it, to be honest. It's so eye-opening to have a story through a girl who is blind and can't see the world, and they don't make it a disability for her. You know, the way they describe it and the way they portray it is just, it's gorgeous, and I highly recommend you picking this up. I gave it 5 stars. Second book I picked up was a little bit happier, and this was Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This was to help fulfill my challenge for myself to read 1 graphic novel a month, and I read this one actually on my Nook, which I feel like kind of took away from the story a little bit for me. Going forward, I will actually buy the physical copies of graphic novels and read them that way. But I still really enjoyed the story. The story progressed. The artwork was, of course, just gorgeous. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. I read Just One Day by Gail Forman, and this follows a girl named Kara who was on vacation in Europe after graduating high school. As her vacation winds down, she still has not seen Paris, and she's very upset about it. And then she meets a boy on a train, and he offers to take her there for just one day. I was actually very pleasantly surprised by this book. I really did enjoy the If I Stay duology. I didn't love it, but I did actually I really liked it. So I was a little unsure about it, and it took me a little bit to get into it. Once I did, though, I loved it. You know, the Just One Day is only about 1/3 of the book, and then it follows her life after that one day and how that one day affects her life, which I was not actually expecting at all. And I enjoyed that part the most. I cannot wait to pick up Just One Year, because if you've read Just One Day, you know how it ends, and I have to pick up the next book so that I can read Just One Night and just find out how the story ends, because it kind of leaves on a cliffhanger. So yes, 5 out of 5 stars for Just One Day. That I picked up was Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bones trilogy, and if you're not familiar with that trilogy, it follows a girl named Karu who was raised by these creatures called chimera. Chimera are part human, part beast, and although Karu was raised by them, she doesn't really know much about their past or the secrets that actually surround the chimera, until one day her family goes missing and she is left to go on this adventure to really discover what the chimera are all about and discover more about her own past as well. I picked up Alienated by Melissa Landers. This follows a girl named Kara who finds out that she is going to be partaking in an alien exchange program. She will be hosting a boy from the planet Lear named Alex, and then the following school year she will be going to Lear herself and staying with Alex for a year. So I gave Alienated 4 out of 5 stars because it was a little juvenile, I think, but it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed reading it. The next 2 books I finished were actually audiobooks, and they were A Storm of Swords and A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. These are books 3 and 4 in A Song of Ice and Fire, better known as the Game of Thrones series. Now, I can't say much about them because obviously spoilers. I will say though that I did give A Storm of Swords 5 out of 5 stars. When I got to Feast for Crows, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The book I have was actually an audiobook as well, and it is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Now, this was actually a read-listen for me. It's funny because I actually listened to it while I was at work. So as the story is progressing and I'm starting to cry, I'm sitting at my desk like trying to wipe my tears, hoping my coworkers don't see me. But yes. The next book I picked up was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. And this is a post-apocalyptic novel that is set when the world basically ends during the production of King Lear. It follows many different viewpoints, and it has 2 different timelines before the events that caused the world to basically end, and then 20 years after. I'm not going to say much about this book because I think it's best to go in with not knowing a whole lot, but I was actually very surprised by this book. It was a lot different than I thought it was going to be, and I was very, very captivated by this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I picked up Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty, and this book had a very Desperate Housewives feel to me. It follows, you know, these 3 housewives, or these 3 mothers, and it follows around this kindergarten class. And it was a lot of fun, actually, for kind of being a murder mystery. I really, really enjoyed it. It was fun, I laughed, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book I have for you today is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This follows a girl named Paige, and in Paige's society, clairvoyance has been deemed an illness and it is also illegal. Paige is actually a dream walker, which is one of the most illegal forms of clairvoyance that you can have, and it is very dangerous for her to live in this society. This book 3 out of 5 stars, and I think it was for 2 reasons. The first reason is because I didn't really connect with the characters. The reason I don't think I really connected with the characters a whole lot is because of reason number 2, which is I feel like it was slow because there was a lot of world building in it. It was kind of a lot of info dumping, but I feel like it's going to play out well because the first book had to be set up this way, because I feel like the series is going to be very high-packed and a lot of action. I feel like you needed that background before you really can jump into the series. So I do plan on continuing on with this series, but this first book wasn't that great to me. So that's all I have for you guys today, and I will have my February TBR up within probably the weekend. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!